Are you an ESFJ or an ENFJ? It's a question that many people have asked themselves. While the two personality types may seem similar, they have some distinct differences that can help you determine which one you are. The ESFJ and ENFJ are two of the 16 personality types based on the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI. The MBTI is a widely used personality assessment that divides people into 4 pairs of opposite personality traits: extroversion versus introversion, sensing versus intuition, thinking versus feeling, and judging versus perceiving. The ESFJ and ENFJ are both extroverted types, meaning they are outgoing, sociable, and comfortable in the spotlight. They are both feeling types, meaning they are more focused on emotions and relationships than facts and logic. And they are both judging types, meaning they like structure and making plans. The key difference between ESFJs and ENFJs is that the ESFJs are more concerned with facts and details, while the ENFJs are more focused on ideas and possibilities. In this video, we'll take an in-depth look at the ESFJ versus ENFJ and explore how to tell them apart. Let's start from exploring ESFJ and ENFJ traits. The ESFJ is an extroverted, feeling, and judging type. They are warm and friendly, and they enjoy being around people. They are very detail-oriented and organized, preferring to have everything planned out in advance. They are also very practical, preferring to focus on the present rather than theorize about the future. The ENFJ is an extroverted, feeling, and judging type. They are passionate and enthusiastic, and they are very focused on creating meaningful connections with others. They are highly intuitive, easily picking up on the subtle cues and emotions of those around them. They are also very future-oriented and idealistic, always looking for ways to improve the world. Let's dive into the differences between the ESFJ and ENFJ. Key characteristics. The ESFJ is focused on facts and details, while the ENFJ is focused on ideas and possibilities. The ESFJ likes to take things step by step, while the ENFJ likes to take big leaps and explore new possibilities. The ESFJ is more interested in the here and now, while the ENFJ is more focused on the future. The ESFJ is more likely to take action, while the ENFJ is more likely to reflect and analyze. The ESFJ is more likely to be logical and organized, while the ENFJ is more likely to be creative and spontaneous. The ESFJ is more likely to be practical and realistic, while the ENFJ is more likely to be idealistic and optimistic. The ESFJ is more likely to be direct and straightforward, while the ENFJ is more likely to be diplomatic and tactful. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Let's continue with how to tell ESFJ versus ENFJ apart. An in-depth look. The best way to tell ESFJ and ENFJ apart is to pay attention to how they think and how they act. The ESFJ is more likely to be pragmatic and logical, while the ENFJ is more likely to be imaginative and idealistic. The ESFJ is more likely to be organized and methodical, while the ENFJ is more likely to be flexible and creative. The ESFJ is more likely to be direct and blunt, while the ENFJ is more likely to be diplomatic and considerate. The ESFJ is more likely to be focused on the present and the facts, while the ENFJ is more likely to be focused on the future and possibilities. The ESFJ is more likely to take action, while the ENFJ is more likely to reflect and analyze. The ESFJ is more likely to be task-oriented, while the ENFJ is more likely to be people-oriented. Here we are with the ESFJ and ENFJ in relationships. The ESFJ and ENFJ have different approaches to relationships. The ESFJ is more likely to be practical and logical, while the ENFJ is more likely to be creative and romantic. The ESFJ is more likely to be direct and honest, while the ENFJ is more likely to be diplomatic and sensitive. The ESFJ is more likely to be organized and structured, while the ENFJ is more likely to be spontaneous and adventurous. The ESFJ is more likely to be loyal and devoted, while the ENFJ is more likely to be supportive and encouraging. The ESFJ is more likely to be focused on the present, while the ENFJ is more likely to be focused on the future. The ESFJ is more likely to want stability and security, while the ENFJ is more likely to want growth and progress. Let's continue with the ESFJ versus ENFJ in social situations. The ESFJ and ENFJ have different approaches to social situations. The ESFJ is more likely to be organized and structured, while the ENFJ is more likely to be spontaneous and adaptable. The ESFJ is more likely to be direct and straightforward, while the ENFJ is more likely to be diplomatic and tactful. The ESFJ is more likely to be practical and realistic, while the ENFJ is more likely to be idealistic and optimistic. The ESFJ is more likely to be focused on the here and now, while the ENFJ is more likely to be focused on the future. The ESFJ is more likely to be task-oriented, while the ENFJ is more likely to be people-oriented. The ESFJ is more likely to be focused on facts and details, while the ENFJ is more likely to be focused on ideas and possibilities. Strengths and weaknesses of ESFJ and ENFJ. The ESFJ and ENFJ both have strengths and weaknesses. The ESFJ is organized, practical, and reliable. They are great at following through on tasks. They are also loyal, devoted, and supportive. However, they can be inflexible and resistant to change. They can also be too focused on the present, missing out on possibilities for the future. The ENFJ is creative, imaginative, and idealistic. They are great at inspiring and motivating others. They are also diplomatic, tactful, and sensitive. However, they can be too focused on the future, overlooking the present. They can also be too idealistic, losing sight of practical considerations. ESFJ versus ENFJ. Career paths. The ESFJ and ENFJ have different approaches to career paths. The ESFJ is more likely to be practical and focused on the present, so they are drawn to careers that involve details and organization. Examples of careers that are well suited to the ESFJ are accountant, teacher, administrator, and nurse. The ENFJ is more likely to be idealistic and focused on the future, so they are drawn to careers that involve creativity and possibilities. Examples of careers that are well suited to the ENFJ are artist, social worker, entrepreneur, and consultant. The ESFJ and ENFJ in the workplace. The ESFJ and ENFJ have different approaches to the workplace. The ESFJ is more likely to be practical and organized, so they are often found in positions of responsibility, such as managers or supervisors. They are also great at following through on tasks and meeting deadlines. The ENFJ is more likely to be creative and imaginative, so they are often found in positions that involve problem solving and innovation. They are also great at motivating and inspiring others. These videos will help you understand better. Please let me know in the comments section what you think about it, and if you have any requests for new videos. Thanks for watching.